And we what play?
Live in Israel.
Okay, guys, you can see we are dancing like an Egyptian today. You see, and what's happening here is that we had a lot of brothers that was reaching out to me that had that E1B1A. And they was talking about, Chief, where are we in the scriptures? You know, there was a whole group of brothers. And some guy named Prince Ephraim, and he had set up a group called E1B1A Hebrew Israelites. So now, since I've been coming out with all this information, I had almost everybody in that group reaching out to me. And they saw my information. They've been asking me, Chief, what do we do now? Well, the fact is that the whole concept of what's happening here is all centered around the DNA. And we've been showing the DNA trail. Put this down for a second. We've been showing the DNA trail of how our people divided up into 3 different areas. They divided up into Shem, Ham, and Japheth. You see right here? We got Shem, Ham, and Japheth here. And we got Ham basically in Africa. Shem basically stretching across Asia. And then we got Japheth going up a trail up to the north, God and Magog, into China. So that's basically the breakdown of this DNA trail. But here, we got a lot of our people here that have actually, this old map traces our people down into Africa and along the coastline. So that means all of these people here, you see, go ahead and see, all of these people here, coming down here, you see Hebrew here, you see Yahweh is here, you see Levite City and Ephraim there. But everywhere else, you see Jew. You see Jewish here. Then you go down this line, you see Jewish here, Jewish here. Jump over here to Ethiopia, Jewish here. Jump down here, Jewish here. So you actually see Jewish here as you go down to South Africa. So all of these people have been classified as Jewish, but the people that's going right in this line here, they have been classified, or that was the trail that we took, but the actual DNA, let's see people here, but the actual DNA marker has put us right there in the heart, right there in the coast where we were sold as slaves. Where's that child at? There we go, right here, huh? Children of Israel, right there. So now this map, this was the first. That's what we used to share with brother 50 years ago. Now DNA then came out at the trail, and now it then pulled Israelites right here, showing exactly where the Israelites were in Africa. But of course, also is exposing our brothers Edom. You see what I'm saying? And polite, but what did that scripture say? Because a lot of people are mad at me. But first you wanna. Before you do this, you want to thank some people.
Oh yeah, I want to thank Rose Rambaldi, Wanda James, Cynthia, Robin Williams, Elizabeth Buni, Sabine Rivera, and Camille Irvine. Thank you all for sending money up here and really coming through. I appreciate it.
Right, what happened was that Pelaye had a graduation. And these people here, I didn't have, for the first time in my life, I didn't have no money for my son's graduation. It hurt me. This is a suit here that these people didn't put on, a debt suit in the Sabbath year, that these people didn't put on older again. And here we got the land suit. These people didn't open up a land suit again on us with the farm, which is going to force us now. We had actually opened up a case when we claimed all the land. Now that's going to force us to take the case to the UN. And we didn't want to do that. We wanted to cover this, deal with this situation in Israel. But now in the Sabbath year, since they're going to attack me with debt, and they got all our money locked up in all these cases and courts and stuff like that, that my son now, older, had to reach out to her homegirls, and all her homegirls came through for her, you know what I'm saying, and set it up here. And I want to say that all her homegirls that's not married, you know what I'm saying, a chief said to you, you can go ahead and take the name of Amariel, Because the scripture says a man should take hold of 7 women. So if you guys, girls, are not married, you can take my name because of the love that you show our family. You see what I'm saying? So I just want to put that, I don't know if that's a decent proposal or what out there, you know, but just want to let you guys know that we love you, and again, thank you. So a couple of, okay, let's jump off this now, and let's read that scripture there, where it talks about Edom. It says, that's in Deuteronomy.
Deuteronomy chapter 23,
You see?
verse 7. Ye shall not abhor an Edomite, for he is your brother.
So it tells you clearly, you know, that Edom is our brother. So although DNA point right to him in Europe, and we're gonna be sharing information on Edom, actually proof that we've had years, but now the DNA, they're connected with that. But also, it talks about our Egyptian brother. What do it say about our Egyptian brother?
You shall not abhor an Egyptian, because you were an alien in his land.
So we didn't show information on our father Abraham. And we actually have DNA evidence of all our other fathers, Ephraim, Tanna, and Luba, which was found in Egypt. Their graves was actually found, of course, our father Joseph and Jacob. Their bad father was scared of the land, but theirs remained there. And the Most High allowed the whole community of our people to remain there in order that we could prove that we were there and we were this color while we was there. You see, so all this information is coming out, and the fact that the DNA records now is there, and it pinpointed the time period of our people being there, the time period of our exodus, the time period of our arrival, as the Hyksos, it lined it all out. We're going to be going through all of that history. You see what I'm saying? But we first want to clear the road with our Egyptian brothers to let them understand clearly where the scriptures are saying they at, you know, and how they are considered to be the people of the Most High. Read that, and I think that's in Isaiah.
Yeah, Isaiah chapter 19, verse 25. Whom the Lord of hosts shall bless, saying, Blessed is Egypt, my people.
Blessed be Egypt, my people. You see, so all the brothers, everybody that's in that group, or everybody else that feel like Chieftain slapped them or Chieftain did something to them, I'm not trying to stir up any trouble. I'm trying to deal with the truth. And like I said, Kenya said you guys don't call the truth. It's the truth in America. When I was in America, we used to call it the truth. You see. And see, so the truth is that Israel, according to Scripture, was a wild Syrian ready to perish and went down into Egypt. And we remained there for 430 years. We're going to go through, we came out of Egypt. We was dressed just like this in Egypt. And this is not a false beard, as the Europeans are trying to say we put false beards on. This is not a false beard. This is a real beard, tied up just like our forefathers was wearing there in Egypt. And you know what I'm saying? And see, so the whole concept of everything that's right here, and is that we're not trying, and look at the brother here, anybody that's mad at me, they mad because they can't, because, you know, you got to be, the Egyptians, they were basically vegetarians. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you see you don't really see no fat Egyptians. That's why our people in the Mona is on board with this vegetarian philosophy. But when the children of Israel came down there, they had lambs and sheep. You see, and they offended the Egyptians because they was, you know how vegetarians have a problem when you see people that eat flesh. You see what I'm saying? So that's one of the difference between the Egyptians, you know, and the children of Israel. But again, we're trying to make it clear that we're not trying to down anybody. We're not against anybody. We're just fighting for our inheritance. We're fighting for our history. And anybody and everybody that forget their history and claim our history, then you are dishonoring your forefathers. You know what I'm saying? And the scripture says that all of these Jewish that came here and that claimed that they were us, and of course DNA didn't prove that they wasn't, because they're not a people, they are religion, and they all came back different DNA. That's why the state of Israel now, they stopped DNA, and that's why again they're attacking me So the whole concept of everything that's happening here is all centered around this proposal. Hold that proposal, right? You see what I'm saying? We're trying to call our people up in order that we can build Mount Zion. We are on the state of Israel with the suits and the land, because all we don't want to sue nobody. We don't want to take them to work. We want Mount Zion, and we want our village before Mount Zion, and we want to build the house of the Most High. And we call everybody of our people to come up. And these are our royal symbols of Ephraim, and our royal symbol in Africa. You know what I'm saying? And our seal of fast, the last offering bowl that we cracked, and we took this piece along with us. And all we want to do is build the house of the Most High. And this is our plan to do that. So our plan and our agenda and everything we're doing is to prove that we are not just a religion. The Hebrew word was the actual people of the cross. You are the people of the cross, and that's what that stood for, the word Hebrew. The Israelite was a family lineage. Hebrew Israelite. Family lineage. You know what I'm saying? The Hebrew people of the cross, and we believe in the resurrection, and that's where ancient Christianity, all this so-called Christianity, that's where it originally came from. And this Israelite movement, this is where this Judaism came from. So all of these different religions, they claim, they came behind us, and they made a religion out of everything that we done did today. You see, so the scripture says, and we got a lot of Jewish people reaching out to us. I had a group of Jewish people from America that reached out to me, and everybody is clearly making it clear, because this DNA thing has now convinced everybody that we are the people. You know what I'm saying? Because we have everything, including the color, that when we went into Egypt as looking like Arabs, like Ola, and we came out to Egypt after 400 years looking like this. But the only thing that's been able to tell us apart now is DNA. That's why we're telling all our brothers to take DNA tests. Because the only way that you can tell us the difference now is through a DNA test. Paul, the Apostle Paul, went into the land, into our land, before the temple, and his own brothers looked at him. They just like you would look at me. And they said, look at that Egyptian. Because he was dressed just like an Egyptian. Look at it. He said, no, I'm not an Egyptian. I'm a Hebrew Israelite from the tribe of Benjamin. You get my point? You know what I'm saying? So all this is justification that we look just like the Egyptians. And the only way you can tell us apart now is DNA. So we ain't trying to dash anybody. The scriptures clearly say, Egypt my people, the Assyria the works of my hand, and Israel my inheritance. And all we trying to do, all we trying to do is claim our inheritance and build the house of the Most High. And this is what, guys? Live in Israel. Wallah.